Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. This is the place where you find 5-minute-a-day Bible study that is artisanally made, responsibly handled, locally sourced, and what other organic thing can I say? It's just no MSG, although I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm going to include MSG in my Daily Dose Radio recipes now, because I understand that MSG is good for you again. So maybe MSG, but no, absolutely no GMOs. We're going to, no, not to that, because this is fresh Bible study. Fresh for you, made just for you. And today we're looking at Psalm 57, verses 10 and 11. Yesterday we had the response of David to the blessing, to the answered prayer. They've fallen into their own pit. So he's there amongst the lions, the men that are set on fire, spears and teeth like spears and arrows, and their tongues like a sharp sword. There's no telling what they've been saying about him. They prepared a net, this pit they've dug, they want him to fall into it. And of course, what are they going to do to him once he falls into it? Well, I can tell you, and you know, it's not going to be anything good. But then instead of David falling into the pit, they do. So God answers his prayer. He delivers him from the man who wants to swallow him up, from the men that are like lions that he's among. They've fallen into the pit, so David's response is there in verses 7 through 9, I'm going to sing and praise. And he just repeats that over and over and over. You're going to wake up early. In verse 9, I'm going to praise thee. I'm going to sing among the nations. So he says that twice. I'm going to sing, I'm going to praise. I'm going to praise, I'm going to sing. So we have this idea of worship that is just outstanding, which of course is a wonderful response to God's goodness. I mean, God has shown mercy to David. He prayed for mercy there in verse 1. Be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me, for my soul trusts in thee. So David's positive confession, his request, based on who the Lord is, he takes his refuge in him. He even says that in verse 1. And of course we know these enemies. We know Saul and his men, they've come into the cave, and David's afraid, and he doesn't want to harm God's anointed, and he's trying to hold his men back, and, you know, it's an opportunity. They see an opportunity, whereas David says, no, there's no opportunity here. That's the Lord's anointed. And instead of David falling into the trap, they fall into the trap. But you see, it's a soulish trap. And so David doesn't go for the bait. He doesn't give up his soul. And then we come to verses 10 and 11, which will end out the psalm for us today. For thy mercy is great unto the heavens, and thy truth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens, and thy glory be above all the earth. Kind of want another Selah there, don't you? Thy mercy is great unto the heavens. Now he began the prayer with those words. He said, be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me. And now in verse 10, he says, your mercy is great unto the heavens. Yeah. And then in verse 3, he said, God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. It's not just a little mercy. It's not just enough mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is overwhelming mercy. It reaches to the heaven. It's great unto the heavens. And his truth to the clouds. There's nothing that you can do. There's no way that you can minimize it. It is the most wonderful thing in all the world, and it is enough. It is enough for whatever lions you face today. It is enough for whatever pit they've dug for you to fill it up. It is enough for any net that they've laid for your steps to break through every strand. God's mercy and truth is enough. As a matter of fact, it's more than enough. Would you call on him today? Trust in him. Yea, in the shadow of his wings, make your refuge. Join me again next week, and we're going to look at Psalm 58 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.